It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so we will continue the long tradition here on True School Sports of covering that man's career, because we've done it, in my humble opinion, better than anybody here in the States. Nobody's been covering Inoue for as long and as consistent as I have here in the States. So with that being said, Inoue, as you guys can see, there was an article that came out on Boxing Scene about a week and some change ago. It says right there, Inoue awaiting an offer for a showdown in Australia. And obviously, if he was going to fight in Australia, it would have to be against Sam Goodman because he's the highest rated Australian fighter in his weight class. And he's the mandatory challenger for the IBF and the WBO as well. And he's a guy that I think is doing more than his fair share to put his name in the hat for an Inoue fight. Certainly more than a guy like Merjan. Forget him, but I think Sam Goodman should get the fight over Merjan. But nonetheless, shout out to the fine folks at No Limit Boxing. They do great work. They put on great shows. Their chief executive, George Rose, he had some quotes and some things to say about this whole thing with Inoue and the fact that a fight offer could be coming on the table for Inoue. Should he be victorious against Louis Neri? I mean, I know the Neri fight it's a big event in Japan. Tokyo Dome, first fighter to headline at the Tokyo Dome since Mike Tyson. So Inoue is reaching that icon status in Japan. We know that right now. And he's slowly but surely, fight by fight, getting there just in general, right? So that being said, here's what George Rose said about the potential for a Sam Goodman fight in Australia with Inoue. He stated the following, and I quote, "This would be a huge coup not for just Australian boxing, but Australian sport. Inoue is a once-in-a-generation fighter, and in my opinion, he is the world's #1 pound for pound. When you look at his records, his world titles, all the achievements, it's phenomenal. It's why the guy, Inoue, is packing out stadiums in Japan, why he has such a huge following globally, and why whenever he takes a world title fight, it's something that the whole world tunes in for. The aura he has at the moment, the fighter you compare him to is Manny Pacquiao. It doesn't matter if you're from the Philippines or not. If you're a boxing fan, you're a Manny Pacquiao fan, and it's the same with Inoue. When you look at the opponents Inoue has had lately, Sam Goodman is very different. That's why he can be the one who takes it to the champ. Sam Goodman is a guy who can't be hit. He's always in front of you, but the guy can't be hit, and that's why he's pursuing this fight with Inoue so confidently. So this next fight is suddenly a huge risk because if Sam loses to Schleibs, who's the guy he's fighting next week, or Schleib, I don't know how to say his name, but if he loses everything. But like Tim Tszyu, Goodman wants to keep fighting and is always staying ready. Sam Goodman is a competitor. End quote. So let's start with the end of that statement. So Sam Goodman, let's get him on the screen right quick. Sam Goodman, that man right there. George made I think in Australian boxing, they're actually setting together a good culture. He mentioned Tim Tszyu, the fact that Tim Tszyu, he could have just sat on the shelf and waited for, Charlo, and then that would have screwed himself because Charlo didn't want to fight him. He stayed active, he stayed sharp, he fought, Harrison, Ocampo, Mendoza, right? Goodman could easily just sit back on his IBF spot and not do anything. He's staying busy in a good domestic fight for the I think WBO Oriental title, something like that. So he's staying busy, right? And as far as Inoue going to Australia, look, listen. Australia is one of the top countries I want to go to. I already know from my time in Japan that a lot of Japanese people go to Australia. A lot of Japanese people that I know, they do like exchange programs in Australia. So I know that I could be wrong. So the Australians, feel free to correct me, but I would be led to believe that there is a solid Japanese population in Australia. So I think the fight in that regard can make sense. Sam Goodman has been doing more than Merjan Akhmadaliev to get an Inoue fight. If you just take a look at, his last couple of 4 fights, he fought TJ Doheny. Doheny's been beating up on Japanese fighters, like Jafet Lamido, the guy that was a big prospect that was Inoue's sparring partner. He's a contender at 122. That's a good win. He beat Rais Salim as the underdog. A lot of people didn't think he was going to do that. That's a good win. Miguel Flores, good win, right? So and he stayed busy since that as well. So this is a guy that's doing it the right way. He's doing it the honest way. He's a good fighter. And I would like him to get the fight. Now, the allure of that too is also the fact that Inoue could fight in Australia, a country he's never fought in. And I think Inoue is the kind of fighter that should be fighting not just in Japan, not just in the USA, but like anywhere, any and everywhere. England, which I think we did once, but England, like London, Australia, just in as many markets as possible, because I feel like he's a special fighter. He's a guy that's great for the sport, and Australia, would make a lot of sense. I feel like Australia is in a bit of a goal. I feel like Australia and Japan right now are both in a golden age for boxing in their respective countries. Like Australia fighters are doing great at the moment across all weight classes. Japanese fighters in the weight classes that they're represented in are doing great at the moment. So I feel like it'd be a great clash between two of boxing's countries that are really in a golden age right now. And, why not? Like, why not? But one thing I've learned from watching these No Limit Boxing shows is whether it be with Tim Tszyu or Sam Goodman or even Nikita Tszyu, because I cover one of Nikita Tszyu's fights here on True School Sports. They do a great job putting on big time events, and I feel like there would be no bigger event than an Inoue fight, and there will be no fight there is no contender in the division that is more deserving of the shot. If Inoue gets past Neri, there is no contender in the division that is more deserving of the shot than Sam Goodman. Sam Goodman has been doing things the right way, and I would like boxing to do a better job of rewarding the guys that are doing things the right way. Boxing is rewarding the wrong types of things right now, and you're setting a very bad precedent and a very bad message to fighters that, hey, doing things the right way, beating top competition, beating highly ranked fighter after fighter after fighter like Sam Goodman is doing, if you don't get the shot, then it's not good, right? Look at Conor Benn and Manny Pacquiao. Conor Benn, I like Conor Benn. He's a good guy. I just saw him, chatted with him. Love the guy. But if we're being honest, based on accomplishments, he's a glorified British club fighter. That's just what it is. Maybe he's better than a British club fighter, but you get what I'm saying. He's more of he's a glorified fringe contender, and he's being treated like he's a champion pay-per-view star when he's not any of those things. So I would like Goodman to get the shot because I just think it's the right thing to do. I think he's earned the shot. I think it would be a good fight. I think he's going to come to fight. I think he can box. I think he's got good defense. I think he's just a very well-rounded, sound fighter. And in my opinion, of the contenders right now, you mentioned Goodman or Akhmadaliev. Goodman not only deserves a shot more than a guy like Akhmadaliev, but at this present moment in time, Goodman is a better fighter than Akhmadaliev. So therefore, I'd want to see the fight. But yeah, that's the news, guys. If Inoue beats Neri out there in Japan, the fine folks in No Limit Boxing are gonna draw up a nice contract and pass some paperwork for Inoue to fight that man right there, Sam Goodman. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe, and like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I'm at the Boxing Hall of Fame out here in Canastota, New York. And for more great boxing content just like this video, make sure you click and subscribe right over here.